So the folks at Gaciron just gave me this professional bike front light. This is the Raptor 3000 to test out. Let's see what's inside. So here's all the stuff. Of course, there's the light. One thing I noticed about the light here is that it's got their mounting system right here that you can mount on either side, whether you're going to have a top mount or a bottom. You know, one thing I do have liked about these Gacirons is that if you notice right here that this comes out, and then I can mount the bracket on the top or the bottom. If I want to mount it underneath my handlebars, I'm going to want to move this over to this side, because you can see the cutout line right here. You can kind of see this. The light is designed to cut off the light when it's shining this way. So the way it comes selected is it's set to be a top mounted light on the top of my frame. Also notice here, this is the charging port, but one thing nice about the charging port is it's also allows you to charge both ways. So maybe I want to charge my phone or something like that. I've got a USB-C charging port while the light is in operation. Clearly this is the mounting bracket. I do like, one thing I liked about their supplies is they give me multiple mounting brackets. So this is going to be what I can use when I mount it underneath my handlebars. We've got a tool, and here's a spare thing to switch the sides, and I've got my remote, and they gave me the nice blue light. And of course, we've got the instruction manual here. Since I will be mounting this on the other side, underneath my bicycle, I am going to switch the mounting bracket from this side to this side. First step is I'm going to take this decorative cover off. Note the 3 screws. So I've mounted this bracket now on my underneath my Garmin, and now I'm going to take the bike light and put it in here. Well, you notice it's big. This is a beefy, heavy light, and now I've got the button on the top, right? I can turn it on, and I can sort of play with the light settings by just pushing the button. There's a remote that'll do this too. And one thing I've learned about the Gacirons is that there's 2 modes, flashing mode and non-flashing mode. So I'm gonna turn it off. But if I hold the button down, again, I could do this on the remote, we'll do that in a second. If I hold this down for a long period of time, it enters the flashy mode. And now I can choose different flashy patterns, etc. Now, one thing I have learned too also is the first time you go for a ride in one of these is you wanna have the pivot point. I can move this up and down because you want to find the ideal angle for the light. Otherwise, it's just not going to work that well. So it's important to just bring a tool on that first ride. I always seem to get it too high or too low or something like that, and it's just a matter of tweaking it and then tightening up the bolt. And speaking of the first ride, if you look here, there's this little lever right here. If I want to take it off, I lift this lever up, and then I can pull on the light, and it just slides in and out. It seems like a very strong route. In fact, I've already taken this on a ride, and a gravel ride that was quite rough, and the light stayed on there like rock solid. So now you can see I'm just going to lift the lever, pull. And then if I want to put it back on, I just slide it in, and you can hear it clicks, and now it's ready to go. And again, I still have not decided what the right angle. I need it a little higher up, and it matters how high you're going to get it. It's all about getting that light. You don't want to blind a motorist who's coming at you, but you want to have adequate light for yourself, and of course, you also want to be seen. Alternatively, of course, I could have used this bracket, and I could have mounted the bike light just on the top of my handlebar. That's kind of the default. Most of you will probably do this. I don't really have too much of a comment on how good or bad this mount is, but it really feels stout. This unit screws here. It's very strong, hard plastic, so I don't think you'll have any problems with the strength of this mount. Now here is the light, and I've had some other Gaciron lights. So I know step number one, I have to turn the light on. Let me get it in steady mode. You can kind of see the brightness. That's the brightest mode, medium mode, that's low mode, and then medium mode, and then crazy bright. All right, oops. Now I'm in a bright mode. I'm gonna then, let's go to, I'm then gonna hold this down. Oh, what I've also discovered is that if you look in here, they actually provide this nice little tool here. I've got a little tiny screwdriver. They've got, you know, whatever, watch battery. I've got to take this little piece of plastic out. That's gonna make this thing live. Oops. All right, after about the third try, I was able to get this to work. This is kind of a weakness. I struggled with the first light that they sent me to with the remote to figure out how to make this work. And now it works fine. Now the trick also though, I want to enter into flashy mode. If I have to hold it down for a few seconds, now we're in flashy mode, and now I can just keep one button changes flashy mode to the different modes of the flashy mode. If I want to go back to steady mode, there we go. Now, I hold it down, now I'm in steady mode. This is the low beam, the medium beam you can see there, and then the high beam, which is crazy high. I mean, it's blinding. We'll see how it looks on the road. I actually took it on the road earlier this morning, but I had it upside down and it was underwhelming, but that's probably because user error. Raptor 3000 here, look at the light. One of the flashing patterns. Pulsing pattern. Now this one's definitely the brightest. My overall impressions of this Raptor 3000. I really, about 5 rides in, I've decided I'm a fan. At first I didn't like it, but what I had, user error, I had flipped the light and then the pattern was all wrong. It's super bright. I especially like it if I'm going to be riding outdoors during the day, because it's got some patterns that are crazy, you know, bright. You can see this is a different pattern. Someone's going to see you. During the day, I want to always be running a light because I want to be seen. During the night or early morning when I'm out in the dark, of course, I want to use it to see instead of to be seen. It's made of a really strong metal. I mean, it's just a piece of aluminum or something like that. And it's really stout. And, you know, the battery life seems to last a fair amount. If I just tap on here, I still have a blue light. That means that the battery is still quite strong. I've been riding for an hour and a half and it's still considered strong light. Anyways, a fan of the light. As a note, there's a special going on. If you buy this light, you also can get another light for free. Check the comments for how to get that.